Broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome. We're going to talk today about Retirement Boss Radio with Coach Dave Pimper. If you have any questions, what I want you to do is go ahead and type them in and hit send. We may have a poll or two that will pop up. If that happens, I would appreciate if you would sign off, give us a yay or nay as quickly as possible. We're going to try and get through Retirement Boss Radio webinar here today fairly quickly. Great opportunity that we have now and working in the radio environment. It's a A to Z, completely turnkey package. Really very well put together, and with just the right folks. We've got the right production people, we've got the right radio buyer, we've got the right coach, everything that a guy needs to be successful in the radio business. And we have seen the proof is in the pudding in terms of results based on meeting new prospects, building credibility, all the things that you need to do. It's going to pay for itself for you. We've seen that again and again and again, and I think that's a product of having the right folks at the helm in each of those areas. So today we're going to have the coach on board with us, Dave Pimper. He's going to be joining us. He's actually at his broker-dealer conference right now, but he is going to sign on here shortly. As he's getting everything lined up, set up, and put together, I want to just go through a couple of things for everybody as well. So again, my name is Steve Murray with Insurance Agency Marketing Services. We work with Dave on Retirement Boss Radio, helped him a little bit in the development of it and putting the right team together, and all for the benefit of our producers. So as we get rolling here, a couple things I want to mention. I'm going to rip through these quick, so I want you to, if there's a highlight on something here that you want more information about, what I want you to do is make a note and give us a call. So we've got a couple of programs that we send out money to our producers on a regular basis. One, we send out money when you refer somebody. We send you a check when you refer them, and then we send you additional money when they do business. That money does not come out of their pocket. It really comes out straight out of our advertising budget. We send that money to you. Marketing reimbursement, when you do business with us, we're going to put money into your marketing reimbursement account. Any business that you do has some marketing reimbursement associated with it. Well, that's not entirely true. There are a couple lines of business that don't, but almost all the business you do have marketing reimbursement assigned or associated with it, and you're going to go ahead and get money into your marketing reimbursement account. We're going to match your spend on anything that you do to grow your business on a dollar-for-dollar basis. We've got a great new production builders. I see we've got some new folks on board with us today, so I just want to make sure that you're aware of this. During your first 180 days of being appointed with us, when you do business at any one of these three levels, you can claim additional production builders. Also, we'll put together a custom one for you. So if you say, hey, this is what I want to do and this is how I want to do it, if it's designed to help you grow your business, we're going to be okay with it. We're going to sign off on it. If that happens to be radio, we're going to work with you on that, of course, as well. Great back office support here at IAMS. We've got a great team with years and years of experience have been doing this, and they not only work well with you and help you through what you need to do, but their real skill set that is valuable to you is that they understand that they're an advocate to you, for you, to the carriers, and so they're going to let the carriers know everything that they need to know to try and get your business moved from that submission to commission process. And part of that comes with just making sure that everything is done right going in, and they're going to help you with that as well. So we got great support through the whole process. Whatever you need, quotes, you get your contracting done in as quickly and easily as we possibly can for you, getting your case design done, making everything as easy as we can for you here. Most of our competitors agree that there is nobody better than IAMS at this part of the business. I want to make sure, too, you're aware of our creative team. They do a great job in kind of being your advertising firm, whether you need help on just basic stuff or putting together a website or getting your Facebook all lined up right. They're really sharp at that. And remember, they work with a bunch of people just like you, just in your business, and that's all that they do. And most of the work that they do is pro bono. We do a lot of it. If we have some costs associated with it, we'll try and do that with marketing reimbursement. Our goal is to make it easy for you to be good at the marketing part of your business, because we know in the end that what separates the guys that are having great results from the guys that are having good, solid results is the marketing, getting you out in front of people. If you're good at what you do, then you just need to let more people know that. And when you do that, there's no doubt that your business is going to flow from that. So we want to help you with that and do it as low cost and effectively and efficiently as possible. Website. If you haven't looked at our website, go in and register. We're adding some new things. That's where we're going to have our Firelight instance, so you can go on and do all your e-apps if you want to there. You can do all your quotes. You can at least look at anything that you want to. We'll be glad to take some time and walk you through what we have on there that might be of use to you. We've got some really great tools. One thing that I would mention to you for sure is go down to under IAM's support, go to the resource library and look through there. There's some great tools on there that you need to know about. Retirement Analyzer is a great tool, and we make it available to our guys right now at no cost. If you want to help your clients understand where they stand on their journey in a really graphic format, and colors, you can kind of see what kind of reports it generates. This is a great way to do it. It takes you out of being a guy that's, hey, you got 50,000 here, let's take that from the CD and put it into an annuity, to hey, this is where you're at, this is where you want to be, this is how I can help you get there, and it does it for you. It's a great third-party credibility resource that shows, hey, these are things that you need to do. This is not just me saying this. These are the numbers saying it, and it's really graphic. And we're making that available to you at no cost. Call Marcus Soller here in our office. He can definitely walk you through the Retirement Analyzer and how that works and how that tool can really help you grow your business, especially for your clients that you want to be extra cognizant of making sure that you're doing a great job for them at not just a transaction, but the whole part of their retirement journey. So those are you may not use it with every client, but the clients that you want to, that you've kind of signed on to do the whole deal for them. This is a great tool for them for that. And this way you don't have to pay, the normal I think it's like $70 a month for a one-off. We're going to take care of that cost for you when you're associated with IAMS. IAMS Wealth Management, you all heard yesterday or the day before, the SEC came out with their kind of fiduciary best interest model. It's coming back. If you haven't looked at getting a Series 65, you probably should. We can help you with that whole process. Just let us know. Give the folks give that team a call. Just call in here at 800-255-5055 and ask for Charles Young Charles Hiring, and he will walk you through it. Ask for Mike Hansen. Joan can help you as well. Tell you what all we do, how we do it, where the fees are, where the payouts are. You're going to be impressed by all that, but what you'll really be impressed with them is that they do. It's a high touch, high service RIA. A lot of RIAs are just going to say, hey, here's your business, let us transact it for you. That's not the way that they operate. They help you with every step of the way, help you get your appointment in place, help you with the testing if you need to do that. So give the folks at IAMS Wealth a shot. I think you'll like what they have to say. We do some training. We call them Life and Annuity Academies. We've got some great guys that come in and they do some training for us. Dave Pimper is one of those. We have 3 other top producers that join him. We've got company experts that come in and talk a little bit about product, and we always try and include some sales and marketing, even with the most basic stuff that we give you. All the proposal or all the presentations from the IAMS team are more about sales and marketing than they are about product or the things that maybe you already know. So this is not 101. This is 201 for sure level courses that we have, but it can really help you grow your business. If this is something that you have interest in, this is we're going to do a quick poll here. What I want you, I guess I don't have that poll, so I can't shoot it up. If you have interest in seeing an agenda on the Life and Annuity Academy, just send me a note, call me, whatever you want to do. I'm going to shoot you my email here in a minute, or call me at 800-255-5055. I'll shoot you out the agenda for the meeting. The next one is September 18th through the 20th. We'll do that in Des Moines. We take care of all of your expenses for that. We'll take care of your travel and hotel and everything that is associated money-wise. It is basically a Wednesday to Friday event, so you're going to be out of your office for a few days. But you will leave and you will be happy that you came, because you will have some tools. We'll send you back with a binder that basically you have made notes in, and you can just go back and contact the folks you want to. So if this is of interest to you, you need to get on the board. You need to let us know. Give me a call at 800-255-5055 after this webinar, and we will get out the agenda and send you a registration link. And then you're just saying, hey, I'm interested. That's something I might want to do in the future. Okay. We got the summit coming up. We're going to be down at the Ritz. We'd love to have you down there. Many of you are, within striking distance. We've got through the end of this month to get the business issued, to get it counted towards the Ritz. We'd really love to have you join us. For those of you that need some help getting over the hump, let us help you. Whatever we need to do, we're going to, if you're sitting at 2.5 or 2.6, we want you to be there. We're going to find a way to get you in front of some customers and try and get you some business done. So love to see you down at the Ritz here at the in Naples, Florida, towards the end of August. So hopefully we have no questions. If we do, go ahead and type them in, hit send, and I'll get them answered. Now we're going to talk about becoming a radio show host with the coach, Dave Pemper. Dave, are you out there yet? If you are, you probably have your mic on mute, Dave, so you might want to go ahead and unmute it. I know Dave is joining us from a remote location, and I told him that we would go ahead and get started with his part of the presentation just a few minutes after noon, so he will be joining us very quickly, hopefully. With that, what I'm going to do, if you don't mind, is I'm going to put you on hold, and I'm going to give Dave a quick call. Good news, Dave is connecting with us here right now, so he'll be joining us shortly. I want to give you, before we get rolling here, just a little bit of background on Dave, just so you know what you're dealing with. Of course, Dave is a top producer. He qualifies for our conventions on a regular basis. He does business in both the insurance and securities realms, and has since the early 80s. Primarily a producer, and I think that's going to be real important to you all. That's how he makes his living every day. Besides doing seminars, he also does radio, and he's been doing radio. I think he's up to about 500 seminars that he's done. He's been doing radio since the late 80s, so he's got a really excellent background in radio, everything from just a quick 10-minute market update all the way to full-blown radio shows. To give you an idea of what we've got put together here, I'm going to give you all a website that you can look at after the event today, because what you'll find on the website is a little bit of information, and then most importantly, you'll see some podcasts on there. And so you can kind of listen to the radio show and see how it sounds. And the one thing that I hear back from that is, well, yeah, let's see how it sounds with Dave, but mine's not going to sound that way. That's exactly the way that your radio show is going to sound. The show notes are provided to you. Dave will go over that. The kind of the sidekick is provided, and it will be the same one that Dave uses. All the production background stuff that goes on is all inserted after the fact, so you get to record it kind of at your leisure. So I think you'll be really impressed with that. And so that website is retirementbossradio.com. That's the website that you want to refer to hear a podcast. And if you have some time to go listen to that, what you'll find is on the website, you'll find some testimonial information, you'll find the podcast, and you'll find some basic information. What that won't tell you is availability is somewhat limited, not a lot, but somewhat, because we have some areas where we already have people that are metropolitan areas that may or may not have enough room, if you will, it might be oversaturated with just one or sometimes two radio shows. But what we have been able to do with most is find a suitable location and find a nice setup for everyone that has been looking for kind of an entree into the radio business. I have talked with a number of folks.
Steve.
Good morning, Dave. How are you?
Good. Sorry, I just got hung up there, but you can go ahead and finish, and I'll take it once you're done.
Perfect. So I've kind of given them a little bit of background on you, Dave. I've let them know the website, so they have that. I'm going to type that in and hit in so that they have it actually in writing. So they already have some of that basic information. In the interest of time, why don't you just go ahead and take off?
No, that sounds good, and I'll see if I can have the controls here. If not, you'll have to move it for me. Maybe I can do it on myself. Just seeing if I can get it moving on my machine. I don't know, Steve, you may have to help me through this. For some reason, I can't seem to get the controls. But Okay, thank you very much. Hey, I'm Dave Pemper. Thank you very much for waiting for you. Steve is kind of giving you a background a little bit. I've been in the business since 1981, the financial service arena, and I did radio on a Saturday morning for 45 minutes live for 11 years, every Saturday morning from 7:15 to 8 o'clock. And you know what? It was very fruitful. But the interesting thing was, there never really was a call to action for appointments. It got me very, very well known. I certainly did get business from that kind of ancillary business. And then I left that radio show and did about a 4.5 minute market report kind of comment, news and comments, kind of like a Paul Harvey type of a thing, which is, again, really didn't have a call to action, but it really got my name out there. And then about 6-7 months ago, I went on in and we got talked to Steve Murray, who we just talked with Insurance Agent Market Services. I coach for IAMS, which I have for 13 or 14 years, and I said I'd like to bring radio on the platform, and we've really had some very good success. It's interesting because I've been in business for a long, long time, but my business is up a higher percentage than I think in the first 5 months I've ever had in my business. But the main reason is because I've had some very successful seminars, but the radio has really been a good complement too. But why radio? Why talk about radio marketing? Well, first of all, reaches a huge platform. More Americans, believe it or not, than smartphone, personal computer, connected devices, which there's a ton of them. Yeah, it's a fact that radio, about 93% of all Americans, 75,000 and above for household incomes, they listen to a bunch of radio every week, over 12 hours a week. And when you're on the radio, it certainly solidifies you as the expert. I mean, people, they listen to you and they give you kind of that celebrity status. I'm certainly, I do a lot of seminars. I'm a big believer of getting in front of a lot of people with appointments. I think seminars is a main way. There's no doubt that radio gives a little different kind of perspective to them. And news radio is hot. There's no doubt that news radio, kind of the Rush Limbaugh, etc., has really kind of taken the country by storm here in the last 15, 20 years. And that's just the Nielsen study that supports how radio is just a very, very efficient way to go in and getting in front of a person listening about financial services. On radio, I talked about Rush Limbaugh with Glenn Beck, Commando, Dave Ramsey. All of those folks have national programs normally during the week. There could be some reruns on the weekends. We're talking about our show on a Saturday or Sunday. Mine happens to be on Sunday from 12 to 1. Saturday time from 8 until probably 5 are all good times. 12 o'clock maybe being the ideal time. But the reason that those big celebrities on radio is because of profitability. It makes some money. You have lots of listeners. There's 3 parts that comes to Retirement Boss Radio, and the tagline is "Take charge of your money," which that has been trademarked. I did that before we even had our very first show. I was that sure that this was going to be successful. But here's the 3 parts of it. First of all, you have to have somebody out there buying that radio time for you. If you call down to your local AM station, that's a news talk station, or it could be FM news talk, but normally AM. What happens is that you're not going to get anywhere close. In fact, I did call to the local station, KFAB, and it was like 70% more of what they quoted me than what my media buyer got me. It's a big difference. It's a big, big difference. The media buyer that we have, who also heads up part of our production too, he has over 400 shows a week across the nation, the U.S., that he has purchased, mostly radio. There's some television in there also. He's an expert at what he does. And so you have that part of it. Then we have an outside, as I found, in conjunction with the media buyer, but that is the production company. So they're very important. First of all, we have a co-host that's supplied by the production company. The host that we use the same one for every single person. He knows this business, the financial business, inside and out, and he really is the color person. You're the mainstay. The focus is on you, the producer. But he really keeps it going, and he adds passion, and he says your phone numbers a lot, builds you up. But they also supply the show notes, so we have new content every single week. I'm just working with a brand new person. They're about, I think, maybe a couple weeks out for their first recording for their show, and the show is recorded. But he had a radio show there locally, and it was quite successful in the beginning, but he's kind of says the same thing over and over and over. It was just getting stale, and he wanted to make a change, and so this is hopefully going to be a good change for them. But the content is new, the content is timely, and then I take that content from the production company, and then I put it into which I add a quote to it. It's called In the News, about something financial. I go in and bullet point it. I make it easier to go down through. I condense it. I take things that I don't think are important and put things new that in. So I basically am shining up that wheel, and I do that every single week. Coaching with me, yeah, I mean, I'm your radio host coach, and so what happens is I am paid, nothing to do with production or override hierarchy. I'm paid by the Insurance Agency Marketing Services to help you be successful in getting appointments, in writing business. And then, of course, we want some contracts to be through IAMS, Insurance Agency Marketing Services. That's how they make their money. But we really want to up your production. And I can tell you right now, my production is where it's at this year. And one of the mainstays is because of radio. But I have 3 formal coaching sessions with you. But once you work with me, you can always go back to me. You can ask me things, and I'm listening to your shows, and I want you to be as successful as you can. It's a turnkey system, period. I mean, A through Z. I mean, it is all laid out. I have people that come on in, they want to start picking, I like this, that part, but I'm going to do this, or I'm not going to do this. I'm going to do, you know what, I'd like to do this, but I'm not going to. It doesn't work. I mean, we have a system that works well, and we want to go on in and we want to use that system. So remember, the commercials, the production company does your commercials that for you. They go in and they edit it, they mix it, they go in and they make sure it's exactly the time. They get it to the radio station or stations every single week on time. They're very good at what they do. They're very, very professional. It sounds just like it's live. When you start thinking about the reason for radio, it's not just to get known. I mean, I've been through that before, not just to get that star quality, but what we want to go on in and we want to get appointments. So the third piece of this pie, you have the media buyer, you have the production company. I'm kind of overseeing the whole thing, putting it together. But then we've got a call center. We got to go through a couple to get the right one, but they're very good. We got a script now that works very well, very efficient. And they're quite reasonable for pricing, which we price all together into a group price. But the call center is an inbound live call center. So we say, let's open. Steve will say, the coast. Let's open up the phone lines, Dave, for Retirement Boss Radio. The number is 888-975-2677. 888-975-BOSS, because of Retirement Boss Radio. And what happens is that when they call in, they're talking to a live person. Idea for that person, the sole idea, sole goal is to go in and to get the appointment. Absolutely imperative. And I go out and publish it on iTunes. I publish it on a podcast site called Podbean. I can't tell you, I might just get $100 a month, but I haven't gotten any business from that yet. But I've had clients that have mentioned if they've seen me on iTunes and heard me on iTunes. So we're trying to get that exposure out there in maybe some other areas that you're not in right now. If there are any questions whatsoever, just absolutely just type them on in there. I'll be more than happy. Here's kind of shows you on Retirement Boss Radio. It's available with podcasts, a little bit of extra charge for that. But I think it could be, for me, we'll see, but I think it is worthwhile. This shows you what I get on my email, which of course comes over my computer, and it comes over my phone. But Sunday from 12 to 1, and the calls, they come over the phone probably to almost to 1:30. But I'm averaging a little over 2 appointments per show. So that's 10 to 12 appointments per month from radio. And this is just gives you an idea in Teleform. So this actually comes from the call center. Lazarus Investment Services is the name of my business, my LLC, my incorporated. But so is the source, KFAB out of Omaha. Appointment set was yes. Appointment date, I met with him at 8:30. In the comments there, he's turning 59 soon, hasn't settled in on someone yet, meaning an advisor. He has a 401k that is 7-figure. Also had questions about the Social Security. Yeah, single guy. He turns 59 and a half on October, actually, I can remember it was October the 17th of this year. That's when an in-service non-hardship withdrawal, he'll be able to take money out of his retirement plan, out of his 401k that he has, part of it or all of it, and I can work with that in the rollover. He's very conservative. I'm sure he'll probably do a fixed index for that business, but he's thinking 300 to 500,000. He's going to leave about a third to a half of it in there, and then he'll retire in a couple of years. Hopefully, I'll get that other. But have I gotten this money yet? No. But this shows you that's that radio show appointment setting call center. That's the lead or the prospect that comes in, and they set the appointment for you. We have an architect from it's an online calendar. You don't have to use this, but we recommend that you do. And so every Friday we go in, and I use my administrator, Lynn does this, but she goes in and just for the next 6 weeks, any time that I got an appointment, I'm busy, or like Friday afternoon, I don't want to have appointments on Friday afternoon. My golf league's on Tuesday night, so from 4 o'clock on, I don't want any appointments. Yeah, and so then what happens is it's all blocked off. They can't see the name of the client. There's no a security issue or confidentiality issue, and the call center sees that, and so the appointments are set. I actually do appointments. I'm in Fremont, Nebraska, 30 miles outside of Omaha. The show's in Omaha. It covers a big area on a big station, big 50,000 watts AM station. So I'm in Omaha, every other day, and I'm in Fremont all the other days. So I live in Fremont. So, I think there's only been one mess up on the calendar where we double booked. Other than that, then it's all been done. And then we confirm that, of course. On Monday morning, we call and say, hey, see that you got to play with Dave for the radio. That's great. I just wanted to verify that it works. It works for us. It works for you. Good. We'll see you then. We have a system, and we mail letters, and we call them the day before. But most everybody shows up on radio appointments. Not everybody usually shows up for seminars, but almost everybody from the radio. And it seems like as of right now that there's a little bit more money in the average household for net worth on radio. But it kind of makes you the star, makes you the celebrity. If you go to www.retirementbossradio.com, retirementbossradio.com, that's our website. You'll see a little bit of just kind of how our show got put together, a little bit of the ins and outs of our show. On there is also, you do have 30-minute podcasts of my actual show itself that you can listen to. The show itself is for an hour. But what we're doing, which is just a great thing, and this was by the media buyer that suggested this, and I thought that was so smart, is that the show lasts for 30 minutes, and then we repeat the second show from a time before. So 4 shows before, I just repeat that show from 4 shows before. And so what happens is we're always repeating the second show. The first show was always brand new, but there's half of the production cost, which puts money in our pocket. And then the second thing is that most people, they don't listen to an hour of showtime. They just don't do that. They listen to a portion. So it really, really kind of highlights you of being the star. And then we're going to open up to see if you'd like for us to give you a call. And Steve's going to put up a poll here a little bit. But, there's a saying, it says, procrastination is my sin. It brings me constant sorrow. I really shouldn't practice it. Perhaps I'll stop. Tomorrow never comes, does it? If you heard something today and said, you know what, I could see myself doing radio, or maybe you got the marketing dollars, maybe you haven't got the radio voice or the time. Yeah, I can certainly do that show for you. I'm doing it for a big producer, multi-million-dollar producer out in California right now. He just doesn't have the time, and so he has me do the show each and every week for him. So if that's something that you feel more comfortable with, yeah, then certainly mark that. But we're going to do one more slide, and then I'm going to go on in, and we're going to go in with a poll. But Al Jolson, he's an actor, and he said, I'd like to do radio just like pictures, leave the imperfect stuff on the cutting room floor. But you know what? With Retirement Boss Radio, you can. All of your mistakes You can do them over. They edit everything out. I do a takeover. I tell you, let's do it over at least 2-3 times every radio show. Or if I said something, or like I forgot one of the amounts that on the 401k. So I said, hold on for a sec. I looked it up, and then I said it on air. So it sounds just like it's live. I mean, they do a very, very good job. So Steve, can you put up that poll? Normally we'll call you back on Monday morning. So certainly take our call, and then we'll get a good time. But if you'd like the information on radio, to be a radio host, and basically you're the radio star, to get appointments, not just to be well known, not to have like that celebrity status, but to actually go in and to get qualified appointments, more people in front of you. And I'll tell you the cost, which we'll probably talk on one of the questions, but the cost is very reasonable. I have found many times it's less expensive than what seminar marketing is. I'm not cutting down seminar marketing. I still do it every month. I got seminars coming up next Monday and Wednesday, but I'm just saying that those two complement each other extremely well. Steve, I'll turn this over to you now.
Thank you, Dave. So we do have a question, probably raised a little bit by something I said earlier about area availability. So I know Jared works with trying to find just the right station, just the right area, and then a little bit about cost. Can you give the guys a background of what you're seeing in terms of cost? And I know that we've got some limitations on area availability, but we're pretty well open, aren't we?
Yeah, just because this is a newer program, what happens is there's a lot of markets. First of all, if you don't have 100,000 people in your metropolitan area, this is not going to work for you. So if you're in a town like Fremont, Nebraska, kind of 26,000, the local AM radio stations, KTB, there's not enough people listening, even though it may not be very expensive. It's just not going to garner. You need 150,000 minimum, first of all. Second thing is, it's like real estate, location. That's how radio time is. So what time of day? If you have the greatest station, but you're on at 12 midnight on Saturday, you know what? You're not going to get any calls from that. Maybe a truck driver or some guys coming home from the bars, but I mean, you're not going to get qualified calls. So location, you have to have the right station at the right time, right date and right time, and then it has to be available at the right price. In pricing, it's interesting. This whole package, I'm talking about my services that I bring to the table on coaching. I'm talking about the radio show buyer, the media buyer, the production company, the co-host, all the show notes, the call center. I mean, I've seen it as low as for a month that it's $1,800, $2,000 a month. Most of the time, it's between say $3,000 and $4,500. And if you're in a big market or in a big station, it certainly could be more than that. But the sweet spot seems to be $3,500 to $4,500, which is really, Steve, less than what you pay for a dinner workshop. That you're trying to get 10 appointments from. So that kind of gives an idea a little bit of kind of the makeup and the financial makeup availability of Retirement Boss Radio.
I have some people that are concerned a little bit about the liveness of it, or thinking it's live. They might get some questions. Yep. So you might go over how that actually works.
So we record. It's called Studio in the Box. This is one of the few things that you come out of pocket. It costs you about $150 or $75, but you buy the microphone. We just shoot you a link to Amazon. Microphone, this little windscreen, so the popping noises you don't hear. If you've got my room is quite insulated with a carpet on the floor. I got a Persian rug. I got grass cloth. I got a lot of fabric, so there's not much echoing. But I have a fellow that's down south in a big city, and in his room is. I know it's a pretty real. I've seen actually a picture, but it's pretty stark. It has echo. So he had to order a little phone box, and he had a test this morning. I mean, that sounded perfect. That's called Studio Box, and then we supply. The production company, we supply the software, and so you can go in and it's at your leisure, at your office, at your home, of wherever you want to. Like right now, as long as I've got that mic and those headphones, which don't take much, because it's easy to put it in my suitcase, my carry-on suitcase, I could do that show right here because I have my laptop right here, and it sounds just like you're in the studio. It did not have that ability, say 4 or 5 years ago. The software we use. It's just excellent. All of that is supplied in that turnkey pricing.
Perfect. And so questions that might arise during the course of the webinar, you basically, and the guys will hear it when they turn it in, but you open up the phones and then that phone call goes to the service that we use, and then they make an appointment. So it's not like you're going to get a call from somebody that says, hey, I'm 58 and I've got a Social Security. I mean, that's not what happens. It's not though it sounds
like it. In the offer, the call to action, we have 3 call to action offers. So we talk about, either income plan or a fee analysis, Social Security report. I mean, there's different things that we bring up. And if you don't know Social Security, kind of interesting, I will coach you up. If I will coach you up on Social Security so you do know it, but I would say 35-40% of our calls are around Social Security claiming. If you don't know that arena, this is kind of killing 2 birds with 1 stone, and they're both great birds to kill. Mm-hmm. Is that just being mean to poultry, Steve?
Everyone knows what you're saying, Dave. We're all right.
yeah, it's an analogy. Yeah, it is. But what happens is that if you don't know Social Security, but you're going to do the radio show, I want you coached up on Social Security. I will coach you. I'll coach you through five sessions of Social Security, which normally is $750 to $1,000 of cost, and I do that part of the program because I think it's important enough for you to know that Social Security claiming it. So many people have questions on that, and of course, I from the same seller, and then he gave a referral. I got almost $1 million from the Retirement Boss radio show, and the first call came in because of Social Security, which is very interesting. So we really work with. I mean, our goal is to make you successful, a radio celebrity. We want you, but that celebrity, that alone doesn't do it. We want to get appointments. So when they hear our offer, talking about to visit, to sit down, when we get together, when we get face to face, bring your papers in, bring your everything is about getting together appointments. So when they call, you know what? I mean, in the appointment call center, all they're doing is setting the appointment. I mean, hey, thank you very much for calling to set the appointment with Dave. Let's get a good time on the calendar. I mean, they have what interest did you have when you meet with Dave? What's your 2 biggest concerns? I mean, they get that information, and then before we even call them. So it's pretty slick. It's pretty neat how it works. And does every person that calls in is an appointment on everyone? No, but I tell you what, I would say that 2/3 of the appointments, that 2/3 of the people that call in, we do get a set appointment, and the set appointment it's set and it keeps. So that's a pretty cool marketing program that I don't think that a lot of FMOs or a lot of agencies have available to their producers, but we do, and we're rolling it out. Steve, with your help, we're certainly getting a lot of people on board right now. I think that we've got just 2 months. I think that we've got 6 or 7 cities, that we are in right now, and it's just going to do nothing but grow from here.
Yeah, we have every confidence. It's a pretty good program, and I think like every time that we try and do something for guys where we're trying to help them with this, on the sales marketing side of their business, we think the coaching and the step-by-step is really important. So we don't roll anything out until we're really comfortable that everything is in place. Now, can we come along and maybe have a hiccup on minor detail along the way? There's just no doubt that there will be some. But if you're running down a road and 95% of the road is smooth and has no issues, then it's a road that's you've never traveled before. That's going to be pretty good, and that's really what we're after here, and that's what we're finding is going on. And so, if you want to get in the radio business, that's something you want to do. And I'm looking at everybody that's replying and saying yes, Dave. So I think we might be preaching to the choir.
Yeah, when we talk, it's just basically, hey, what are you doing right now to market? What are you doing right now? I mean, what kind of budget do you have? You got to ask us. It isn't like this is free. I mean, but I'll tell you what happens is, on that, that was like 965,000 that came in, and I've had a lot of other business with radio, but those 2, that pays for my radio for
a year practically.
8, 9 months, 10 months. Yeah, that's right. So what happens is, it's the consistency of doing it. And somebody asked me one time, do you get a week where you get no appointments? Sure. That happens. Is there a day that goes by that I don't write business? Of course. There's weeks that go by sometimes that you don't write business. Or maybe for some producers, if it goes longer than 2-3 weeks, you're in trouble. But what happens is, getting in front of qualified prospects, I cannot tell you what my goal is between seminars and radio. I'd like to be in front of someone, at least one new appointment every single day. That's 23 new appointments a month. if I can do that plus my current book of business, yeah, you know what? It stays pretty darn business. But getting an appointment, not just a lead, but there's a big difference between a lead and getting a qualified appointment. Those are qualified appointments, folks that are setting the appointment. Yeah, it's a good system. So when we talk, we'll just talk a little bit about what you're doing, maybe how this could fit in. I think there are some people that are better suited for radio than not. So I try to kind of hone through that and call through that a little bit. But yeah, let's certainly talk. I'd love to talk with you and give you some ins and outs and see if this could be part of your marketing plan here in the months to come.
Great job, Dave. We only had 2 people that didn't vote on that. If you want to vote, please do so now, because we're going to close that poll out in about 30 seconds. And what Dave would say, and I'll say it for him, is that if you do check yes on that poll, all you're asking is to maybe have a quick conversation, probably anywhere from 10 to 20 minutes, depending on how much you want to talk about. And by the end of that conversation, you'll know if radio is for you in terms of cost, in terms of your marketing budget, in terms of the way that you do your business, in terms of the knowledge level that you have. So it'll be a very beneficial call, and most guys and gals tell me that they always pick up some good information from Dave along the way. So always a good to chat with another producer like yourself in the field every day, making their living the same way that you're making it. So I would encourage you to put yes on that. Yep, go ahead, Dave.
No, absolutely. And you know what, as we kind of sum this up, I'm actually, it's interesting because I'm from Fremont, Nebraska, outside of Omaha, where I live and where the show is in Omaha. I'm down in Orlando. It's at a broker-dealer conference. And you know what? It's certainly worth the time for me to go in and to get kind of this good news out. And radio can be a really unique and a very interesting way. And most people don't think they can afford to have an hourly show once a week where they are the host and they have a co-host who's professionally put together. But for $2,000-$3,000 a month, I mean, I tell you right now, you don't need many sales to go in and to make this work. So I'd love to talk with you. But I know we're just going to poll. I think we got only one person that hasn't voted. So do vote, and I'm excited to talk with you about radio marketing.
Perfect, Dave. I know you've got your hands full today and probably completely missed your lunch at this point, so I do appreciate you taking a few minutes.
That's okay. My belly thanks you.
Well, have a good time down there with the guys. Tell them I said hello.
Okay.
And thank you again for taking some time out of your schedule. Thank all attendees as well. Big group today, which is awesome for a Friday. It means you're highly dedicated to your business and you're exactly the people that we want to work with. So let us know what we can do here at IAMS to help you. If it's not radio, maybe it's seminars, maybe it's not seminars or radio, maybe it's mailings. Anything that we can help you to get in front of more clients and prospects is what we're all about here. We know when you're successful, we're successful. And so that's our first priority, is to help you get your business where you want it to be every day. If you have any questions, give us a call here at the office. It's 800-255-5055. Dave will be back in the office Monday, and he'll return your calls, or someone from his staff will return your calls. He's got a great staff of folks that are standing by and ready to help you, and they're really good quality people that do a great job. So look forward to chatting with y'all. If we don't talk with you before, have a great weekend. Dave, you do the same.
Okay, thanks, everybody. Have a good one. Bye-bye.